Okay, friends, once again, a very good evening to all of you. Today is the day 3 of our Mastering Excel formulas. Day 1, we have seen around 22 formulas. Day 2, which was yesterday, we had seen 6 formula. That was count if, sum if, and average if. Count ifs, sum ifs, and average ifs. And today we will be doing another very interesting formula, which is a favorite of everybody, that is the VLOOKUP. It's not a favorite of everybody. Those who don't know, they struggle in doing VLOOKUP, but those who know, they love VLOOKUP. So today I will be showing you VLOOKUP from the same sheet, VLOOKUP from a different sheet. We will see more detailed VLOOKUP. How do you automate your VLOOKUP? By adding the dollar sign. And I'm going to show you one very important thing which we had discussed yesterday, why you should know. You should press $1 before the row and $1 before the column. So if you put $2 in VLOOKUP, then how it will affect badly your data and you will get the wrong value. So in today's session, you will realize yesterday why I was emphasizing more on to understand you should put dollar before the row and when you should put before the column. And you should not have the habit of pressing F4 and directly putting $2. Why not? Today you will realize it, okay, when we do the advanced VLOOKUP automation part. And we are also going to learn the XLOOKUP function. So if today time permits, we complete early these all topics, then I will take the XLOOKUP also, which is a father of all the lookups. VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, you can do amazing thing with XLOOKUP. But as we have in the portion, so I have to cover VLOOKUP is the main start point. Okay, so let's get started with the session, everybody. So now I'm in the day 3 and I go to the lookup in the same file. First folder I'm going, I press enter over here and I open VLOOKUP same file. So what is VLOOKUP? VLOOKUP is vertical lookup and HLOOKUP is horizontal lookup. So if you see this data, friends, you have two sheets. One is the HR data, and in that you have all the employee details. And you have around 1000 records over here. You can see the last row. Okay. So this is a master file with HR. I have this file with me. And I have another sheet, which is a requested data. So this is the file which as a HR, I have all my details. It can be a sales data. It can be the warehouse data. It can be a financial data. It can be a training records. It can be a certification records. Data can be anything. Now, I got an email from my manager in a Gmail or in Outlook, and my manager gave me this Excel file. So what I did, I opened this Excel file and I copied that data from there and I pasted it over here. So now you don't have two Excel files. You have in one Excel file, you have two sheets. So your manager has given you this data, all the employee codes. So when I go down, I can see there are 100 employee records. So my manager tells me, he says, Ramzan, I wanted to know name, mobile number, employment status, and department of all these employee codes. And these are random. It's not in order. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until 30. No, it's random. You see 9, 10, 11, 12, then 21, then 5, 24, 3. So he has put randomly which details he needed. Now, what are options with me to complete his request? Naturally, I have only one way. I don't know VLOOKUP. So you will copy this 9 and you will go to the previous sheet. You will select the column and you will say find, which you all know, and you will say paste. So you have pasted 9, find what 9, enter. So you got 9 and you will copy this both and you will go to the next sheet and you will paste. Same way again you will go, you can copy mobile also. Again you go here and you paste mobile and then employment status, which is this resigned. And I have another detail he is asking me, that is a department. So this is my department. I copied this both together. I came here and both together I pasted. Understood? This is a normal way which people do if you don't know VLOOKUP. And now you have to then search for 10, 11, 12, and then 22, 5, 24, 3. Each one, you have to find it in the master file and you will copy it from there and you will paste it over here. This is a normal scenario. Naturally, this is going to take lots of time because there are 100 records. So will I do 100 time copy, go in that sheet, find, copy, paste? It's going to take lots of time. So instead of that, you will use a formula for this, and that is your VLOOKUP formula. So I type over here VLOOKUP, and that is your vertical lookup. Okay. It is used to pull the data from other sheet or other file. It is used to pull a data from another sheet or from another file. This can be two files also. In this you have one file manager sent you that in this you put the data, and I have one separate master file. We will see that example also, but it's just we are starting, so a basic concept needs to be clear. Now listen very carefully, the VLOOKUP part. It is used to pull a data from another sheet or other file on the basis of one common column. Means in both the file, there should be one common column. And here you have this. This is the employee code he has given me. And this HR data, which is a next sheet. In that also you have employee. So in both the file, you have one common column. If common column is not there, how it will search? Got it? Let's say he has not given you the employee code only. So what data he needs? Then you have to copy entire data and give it to him. But here he has requested data for only this code. So this code, when you search in a master file, it should be present. Otherwise, how it will search? Right? This is the first thing. Now listen very carefully. It is used to pull a data from another sheet or file on the basis of one common column, and that common column, like I will type EMPID in master file, should be on the left side of the data or should be first column in the data. Now what does it mean? It means this common column employee code in master file, in your main file where you will be searching, it should be on the left hand side. If in master file, friend, this employee code is over here, your VLOOKUP will not work. VLOOKUP will fail. Then here you have to use another formula, that is your index and match, or you can use XLOOKUP. Now we use index and match very less till the time XLOOKUP has come. So the intention of saying this is prerequisite before VLOOKUP. These are the conditions which should be satisfied. Okay, your employee code, you will say it's not here, it's here, but it's like this. So now I have like this. Will my VLOOKUP work? Yes, you can do VLOOKUP because still this is in the first column, means in a data wise, it's in the left side first. Okay, if you have this employee ID code over here, so this common column is in between. Can I do VLOOKUP? Yes also, no also. Why? Because when you will search a data, you have to select this as a first column. And Excel VLOOKUP will pull a data from the column which are on the right hand side. VLOOKUP can't go from here to here and say pull the data of left side. He can't pull that. This is possible through XLOOKUP formula, which I will show you. Understood, everybody? So in this scenario, you can't pull first name and last name, but you can pull marital status, mobile number, date of birth, and nationality. Got it? So these are the few basic concepts which you should be aware of. That in both the files, there should be one common column. Okay. So here also employee code, here also employee. In master file, that employee code should be the first column in the data. Got it? This was a theory part. It's also better, it's not compulsory, it's also better to keep the data sorted. Means like the master file data should be sorted on a common column. There is a logical reason behind it. I know it is taking time for me to explain, but these are necessary things which you should know. What VLOOKUP does, if you say find employee code 100. So if the data is sorted, that 100 is up only in the 100 range. If you're that in a normal data, if that 100 is in the end, so what VLOOKUP will do, it will VLOOKUP searches the master file first row. If it does not find the record, he goes down, then go down, then go down. So if that 100 employee code is in the end at 1,000 row, so he has to search that. So instead of that, if you sort a data and bring all the data properly, so it's easier for VLOOKUP to sort it pull a data from the sorted data range. But it's not compulsory. If you want sort, you sort it. Otherwise, halas, no problem. Excel will do its work. So this was all just the theory part to make you a little bit understand about the VLOOKUP function. Now we will start our actual VLOOKUP. So now I need your 100% attendance. Okay. So I go over here and I go to the requested sheet, and here I will have to type the formula, right? So I will just move this little bit on the left hand side. And now I have to explain a little bit more thing. VLOOKUP ask you 4 questions. If you reply to these 4 questions, then VLOOKUP gives you the right answer. What are these? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I make it right aligned. The first question VLOOKUP asks is the lookup value. Means which EMP ID you wish to search. Means on which employee ID you wanted to search. So you will say, I wanted to search this employee ID, that is the A2. So first is this, that which employee code you wanted to find. So you will search this. The second question, it asks you where to search. So you will say search this employee code in master file, or you say in master data. So he says, okay, I will find this employee code in a master file. After that, which column should I pull from master file? So which column to pull from master data? So from this master data, I want to pull first name. So first name is column 2, not B. You will say number, column number 2. Okay. If you don't have to see A as 1, B as 2, no. Even if your data is like this, if I tell you now that first name is which column number? So you will not tell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and employee first name is a 6th column. No, it's still a 2nd column. So this is a first column and this is a 2nd column. So the place where you have main common column, from there you will start the counting. Okay, these are the concepts which you should know. Practical though we will do. So now I go over here and I will start my VLOOKUP. Okay, the 4th question he asks you, do you want to search the exact match or nearest? So I will always say do the exact match. For that we write a word false or we write 0. So in the end of the VLOOKUP, you will always compulsory, mandatory, you have to put false or zero so that he does the exact match. Okay. So these are the 4 questions. Now, when I will explain you VLOOKUP, it will be easier for you because you have understood half of the thing. Got it? Let's start. Step number 1. You will say equal. You will type VL and then you will press a tab key. Or you can double click on that blue color. So I press tab and I get the VLOOKUP. So see, when you say VLOOKUP, it asks you 4 questions. Lookup value, then you will put comma, table array. So where to search, in which table you want to search. Third, he asks you call number, means which column from master file you want to pull. And in the end, he asks you range lookup, means how you want to look up your range. You wanted to search the nearest or you want exact. So we always say exact, right? So let's start. So the first question, lookup value, what you want to search. So I say Excel, search this A2, means the employee code 9 you search. First step is this. Sometime I have seen people, they don't select this. They go directly to the master data and they say search in that. No, you have not told Excel that what you want to search. First, you have to tell that. Don't miss that part. So the first step is search this employee code. Then you will put comma. See, as soon as I put comma, this table array will become dark. So I put comma. It became dark. It means now he's asking table. So he's saying, okay, Ramzan, you want to search this employee code 9. Okay. But where you want to search? So after putting comma, I will go to this HR data sheet. I click on this sheet and I say search that employee code in A column, in this column. So I click on A column. Halas. But then after this, what? It will search that employee code 9 over here. After that, what? After that, he should pull the first name from here. Or you want to pull nationality, or you want to pull like mobile. So if you have selected just one column, he will not pull. If you select all the data, then from that data, you can pull any column. So when I said come here and select A, you don't have to just select A, but you have to press Control Shift Right. So it will select the whole data. So you have selected from data A to R. See here on the formula bar, it's written 8. So from A to R is selected. It will search employee code in first column only. But then why we selected all other columns? So that any column I can pull. If it is under selection, then only you will be able to pull, friends. Okay. So what to search? A2. Where to search? In master file. Then after this R, you will put comma. Now he's asking call number, means from this master data, which column you want to pull. So I want to pull first name. So as I said, it's not A is 1, B is 2. It's a second column. So I will type 2. First name is column number 2. You can't type B over here. It will not accept. Column number you have to type. After that, you will put comma. And now he is helping you in the end that, hey, do you want true, which is approximate match, or you want false, that is exact match? So I always say false, which is an exact match. If you will see when you will do regularly, so instead of false, you can even type 0. So 0 also means exact value. Close the bracket and I press enter and I got Ashish. So you will say, Ramzan, to pull one Ashish name, you did 15 minutes of explanation and 10 minutes of typing a formula. 20 minutes we are learning this. It would have been better. I would have just find and copy paste and my work is done. Why we are learning formula when find and replace is there? So this is a difference is if you do with find, copy paste, you have to search 100 time employee codes and 100 time copy paste. So many time you have to do. But here you spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes in writing the formula. But the benefit is when I drag this formula down, now he's searching A2. When I drag this formula down, it will automatically search A3. So when I double click on this formula, see he's searching A3 in a HR data sheet in A column, pulling the second column from master file with the exact value. Khalas. Now I come on the corner and I drag it like this, or you double click on this corner and it's done. So if you don't do VLOOKUP and if you do find and replace, your work will not stop. You can do your work with find and replace also by copy and paste, but it is going to take lots of time. Hours it will take to do all this thing. But if you know VLOOKUP, the work is a magic. Understood, everybody? I will explain you one more time. Okay, so I go to the last name and once again, I will repeat the VLOOKUP. Now I want to pull the last name. But now when I do, you should also think in your mind that what Ramzan is going to do. Now you will not just listen, but before I type, you should think that he should do this, he should do this. So you will remember. Let's start with last name. Equal VL. What you will press then? You will press a tab key. So I press a tab key. Got it? Look up value. Now you think in your mind. Those who know, very good. I'm teaching to those who don't know. What you will select in lookup value? Think. Don't tell me, just think. So yes, if you are thinking that you should search A2, so yes, you are right. So you will click on A2. After A2, what you will do? You will put comma. What is the second question is asking? Table, means in which table you want to search this. So you will go to the HR data sheet. So you will go here. You will click, you can even click on this corner. If a employee code is the first column, you can click on the corner also. But I have this habit from start, I click on A and then Control Shift right. So it selects all the data quickly. I think this is the best method. Or yeah, you can select manually also, but click on A heading and Control Shift right, your work is done. After that, what you will do? Think. Now what we should do? Now, after the R, you will put comma. Got it? So what to search? A2. Where to search? Master file. Call index number. I want to pull the third column, last name. So here call number will be 3. That in master data, last name is a column number 3. So I will type 3. That pull the data third column from master file. Then again I will put comma, and here you will by default select false. Double click. Just type false. Close the bracket, enter, and you get Yoganand. And I come on the corner, double click, and your work is done. Simple. So this way, friends, you can do easily the VLOOKUP. I know you are thinking that Ramzan, can we do it in one go? All the things. Yes, it's possible. But for that, then I have to explain one more concept. So if you practice with me now, I think it's going to take around 10 to 12 minutes you to do, those who are new. So I suggest today's session, my friends, after the session, you open the video, sit quietly alone and try to do the practice, friends. If you will do now, I will not be able to cover everything. It will be very challenging. You see, half an hour is already passed, right? So let me complete nicely everything, understand the concept, and afterwards, when you get a time, open my video and open the Excel file and practice it together. See some video, few part of the video, few minutes, practice it. That is what I suggest you. Okay, and you can even repeat the video, right? You can go back and forward. So now, when you have understood this VLOOKUP, good. So now we will have to do 5 times VLOOKUP. So if I do 5 times, it's again time consuming. So is there any method that just I took one and then I drag it right side? So yes, it's possible. So I will just delete this last name and I come on Abir, control shift down, and I delete this. So I just have only one formula over here with me, VLOOKUP. And I just want to drag it right side. Can I do that? If I really wanted to show you something in depth, and if I drag it right side, see what will happen. It will work. It will work, but you will get wrong value. See, female, this. So the solution for this is this. I will share you what happened. Let's understand in detail. When I double click on Ashish, you see this formula, friends. Relax and see this formula. You are saying Excel, search this A2, 9. It's right. When you drag this formula right side, what is going to happen? No. If you drag this down, what will happen? When I drag this down, that A2 becomes A3. See, searching A3, which is right. Agree? But if I drag it on the right hand side, this formula, A2 will become what? Think. So A2 will become B2. A will become B because you are dragging right side. So column name will change. So normally when I drag it right side, I get a problem. Why? Because when I double click on yoga, now it has come correctly, but actually, sir, with the wrong method he has come. He gave you the right answer, but the method is wrong. I will double click. So now what VLOOKUP is searching Ashish in a master file and pulling his last name and giving it to you. There can be two Ashish, which will be a problem. So you always do VLOOKUP on a unique ID. So I want, when I drag it right side, this employee code A2 should not change. A2 should not change to B2. One is this. One more problem. When I drag this formula right side, you have A to R, means this is a master data, A to R. So in master data, you are searching from A to R, means in A column you are searching. But when you drag this formula right side, you get a problem. So now you see this A become B and R became S. This is a problem. Again, in the same way, when you go right side, here you get instead of this female. So he is now searching Yoganand in master file in C column. C column is something a different column. So I wanted to search on the employee code basis. I hope you are getting what I am trying to explain. The concept, these are very important concepts. So here you have to first put only $1 before A. So those of you who were doing in your office F4 without understanding and you were knowing only to log, now you will come to know the value of $1, understanding the concept of $1. Now here, if you don't understand and if you say Ramzan Khalas, I will press F4 and I will add $2. Add $2. Nobody is stopping you. But now after this $2 when you have add, it means you have logged A and you have logged 2. Both you have logged. It means when I drag this formula down, A2 will not become A3. So when I drag it down, you see it is Ashish only because A2 didn't become A3 because you locked 2 also. This is a problem. Got it? So now when I come over here, I should not put $1 before 2. I need only $1 before A. Why? I want to lock A so that when I drag this formula right side, A2 should not become B2. Understood, everybody? So now, okay, there is one more thing you have to understand. So when I drag this formula right side, this A and R also will change. A will become B and R will become S. And in master data, there is nothing in the S column. So it will become TU. It will be a problem. So here also you will lock this both the column. So before A you will put $1 and before R we put. Here it's not A2 to R 1000 because we had selected entire column. So he took A and R. So this is actually the explanation part which you should be aware of. Practical is just 2 minutes, but the concepts are very important to know. And I press it. This is a perfect VLOOKUP. Now what will happen? Now you will, now if you double click, it's working properly. And if you drag right side, will it work properly? 50% it will work properly. So when you drag right side, you didn't got any error, but everywhere you got Ashish, Ashish, Ashish. Why? Because in first formula, you told Excel to put the second column. When you drag this formula right side, this column number didn't change. It does not change automatically. You have to do it. Otherwise, you have to use index and match formula. Sorry, VLOOKUP with match formula. I will show you that also slowly. Fully automated, I'm going to show you. So I will come over here and in a second formula, instead of this 2, I will say column number 3. Means 3 is a column number in master file which I want to pull. So I have to change only the column number. I want mobile number. So I go over here and I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 8th column. So I double click over here and I say this is my column number 8. Understood? Employment status. So when I go here, this is a column number 10. So I double click on this formula and I say in this you pull a column number 10. Then I want a department. So I think department is column number 14. So I come over here, I have 14. Here also, when you use VLOOKUP with match, you don't even have to type the column numbers. That is also possible. I will show you that also. Enter. Done. So now entire VLOOKUP is done. Now you will select like this all, means only this area. And you will come on the corner and you will drag or you will double click on it and it will give you. This is the exact, correct, perfect method of doing the VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, you should never select like this. Equal VLOOKUP, search this. In master table, people have a habit of selecting like this with mouse. No, don't do that. People select like this. No, always do like this. Click on the heading A and then you select. So it selects entire column. So that is always a good idea to do it. Okay. So this way, friends, you do the VLOOKUP and you do only one VLOOKUP. And after doing that one VLOOKUP, you will put $1 before A. So it will get lock. You will lock A and R and then you drag it right side. And then you will change the column numbers. Got it? I know I have not given you time to practice because I want to cover many other things. So after the session, I want you to practice today or tomorrow. Okay, till here you are clear. Now what? Now you want to send this sheet to the manager. Correct? You will not send this entire file because in that you have 1000 other data. So you just want to send this data only to the manager. How you will share? This is the method which we have already done, copy paste special. So you will select all these columns and you will say copy, Control C for copy. Then you will press Control N, which will create a new file. And here you can press Control Alt V, which is a shortcut for paste special. And in that you will select value and say OK. So that data will be pasted here. Or if you don't want to remember, Control Alt V for paste special, you can just right click on this and say 1, 2, 3, or the cell where you want to start pasting, and you say 1, 2, 3, it will be pasted. And then select and double click on this, adjust the column width, make it bold, make it center aligned, add the border, save the file and send it to the management. Understood, friends? So now when you said copy from there and you paste special over here, link between this file and that file is broken. There is no link. So this way, actually the VLOOKUP is done. But wait, I have to share a little bit more things with all of you. and want to make you aware of in and out of VLOOKUP. So this VLOOKUP, friends, which we did was between two sheets. This is one sheet and this is another sheet. VLOOKUP can also be done between two files, which is majority of the time you will use that. So you have this master file, and in Outlook, you got an email and management sent you another file. So in that file, you want to pull the data. So you have two different files. Okay. But here I wanted to explain the concept of adding dollar and all these things. So I had to teach this concept also. This is very important. So as of now, I close all my files. And again, I go back to my folder. And now I will go to the two, that is VLOOKUP from other file. I press enter. And here now you see you have two different files. One is the master file in which I have all the employee data. And the another is the VLOOKUP data requested. This is another file which your management has sent you. So this is one file, and I press Control Tab to go to other. So this is another file. This is another file. This is one file. This is. Now we will see VLOOKUP between two files. And what is the difference between doing VLOOKUP between two sheet and two file? I will show it to you. Before I go ahead, I think I am speaking since last 40-45 minutes. I wanted to know, are you all understanding, friends? I know I have asked very late this question, but are you all understanding? Are you all there with me in the session? Can you reply yes in the chat box if you all are active and listening and understanding? Amazing, Satya. Okay. Perfect. Great. Very nice. Okay. I know the time we have is one hour, very less time. So giving practice becomes very difficult for me. So that's why in today's session, excuse and do it at home. Now, friends, we will see a difference between VLOOKUP of two files. In this file, I wanted to pull a data from the master file. Okay, Adnan. Okay, dragging on right. Maybe I will see again for clarity. Yes, Adnan, you should see. Okay. Here also I will explain you. Once again, I will explain you, Adnan. In this, I'm going to show you, so you will get repeated. So let's start, everybody. Two different files. Okay. So same method, I will come here. I will say equal, and what I will type VL, and I press a tab key. Lookup value. What I will select A2. Then you will put comma. Table array, where you want to search. So now I will not go to another sheet. I will go to another file, and file should be open. You will say, now I will open a master file. No, you have to keep the master file open in start. Keep the both file open, then do the VLOOKUP. Okay. So I go here, Alt tab or Control tab, and I say, search that data A2 in A column. But I say Control Shift right. So I select all the data. Same method, only here I have gone to another file. But there is a big difference. After R, I will put comma, and now you observe on my screen. When I did previous VLOOKUP between two sheet, it was A to R. And then you had to put manually a $sign in that. Remember, we had put a dollar before a dollar. But when you do VLOOKUP between two files, dollar comes by default automatically. Got it? So this is the small change it has come. You just have to put a dollar before a. You don't have to lock this range. Comma. Now, what is the third thing? Column number. You will type 2, comma, and then you will always type false, or you can even type 0 for exactness. Khalas. One VLOOKUP is done. Now what you will do? Now you just have to put $1 before A, so that when I drag this formula right side, A2 will not become B2. Come on the corner and I say drag, done. Then come on the last name, double click on this formula and say this is my column number 3. Come over here and I say column number 5. No, this is which column number? Is it 4? Oh, I don't know. This is the problem. So now you will be thinking, Ramzan, there should be some method that instead of remembering this column name and counting, it should pull automatically. Yes, it is possible. So here we will use VLOOKUP with match. If time permits today, I will show. Otherwise, I will show you tomorrow with XLOOKUP also. XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP with match, I might show you tomorrow. So as of now, I will just count the mobile number manually. So I say 6, 7, 8. 8 is the mobile number. But I will show you VLOOKUP with match, which will solve this problem. 8. This is employee code. Over here, I will type N. And here I will say employee code. Department column is 14. Now I will select all this and I come on the corner and I double click. So it's almost the same. There is no difference in doing VLOOKUP between two files and two sheets. Only when you do between sheets, you have to lock the range also A to R, while when you do VLOOKUP between two files, you don't have to do it. Okay, got it, everybody? Yeah, clear, sir. Thank you so much. Good, Adnan. Now, here, again, you will do here. Again, you want to remove the formulas. So I say, now again, when you send this file to the third person, so when he opens this file will search master file. You are not sending him the master file. It might be a problem. So before you send this file to your manager, you should remove the formula from this. How do you remove? Select the data, Control C for copy, right click on it and say, hey, 1, 2, 3, paste special values. Your work is done. Now you can send it. Okay. So now this was all about the VLOOKUP. We see some errors. Actually, Anis, that is not an error, but that is NA. You can say error, but actually 22 employee code might not be there in a master file. So he didn't found. So he says not available. I didn't found this data. So here, no, Anis, there is a formula you can use. If error means with VLOOKUP, you can use if error. I will show you. But first, let me confirm. I copy this 22 and I go over here and I see, is there any 22 employee ID? 22. Here it is 220. 22 is not available. You see, after 21, it's 220 by mistake. So it means there is a problem. So I want whenever a data is not found, Anis and Safa, I want it should come blank or it should come no data. It should be written no data. So how do you do that? So for that, actually, I have to bring the VLOOKUP once again. So I delete everything. So now listen. Now over here, you have implemented VLOOKUP like this. Huh? Now you will go in the first VLOOKUP. Always you implement in the first and then you drag. So here before the VLOOKUP, you will use one formula, that is the if error formula. So after equal sign, friends, you will type over here if, and you get this formula. You see, if error. So double click on it. So when you type if error, here open bracket came automatically. So when you type if error, it asks you two things. One is the value and another value if error. So if error value, this formula is a value. So you just have to type if error and you have to come in the end. And here you have to put comma. And now here is asking value if error, means if error comes, what I should do. So I say Excel, don't do anything. Just put one text. I say in double quotes, I say no data. Okay. And khalas, I close. And that no data word is a text. So you have to put it in double quotes. If you type numbers, you don't have to put. Should I press enter? Enter. Khalas. Now you see, friends, when I drag this down, you will not see error, Anis. You will see no data. No data. But again, if you don't read properly, you might think, okay, all data is there. So it will be a problem. So here you can apply conditional formatting. So I select this and I go to conditional formatting and I say equal to, or text that contains anything, say equal to no data. So wherever it is written no data, and make it light red color and say okay. So now wherever there is no data, it can be clearly highlighted. Or some people have a habit of putting like this also in this formula. Now they don't write no data. You can just put blank. Khalas. Two double quote means double quote. It means blank. Khalas. Enter. Now when you will double click on it, so you will see this blank. So it does not look good. Na? So you put the blank. So you will know clearly this data is not available. Or you can put no data and you can apply the conditional formatting, friends. Got it, everybody? So yeah, so this was the answer for Anis. Yeah, I hope you understood, friends. Okay, friends. So I think I spoke continuously today for 1 hour. Didn't give you time. Practice it tomorrow. And I think I should not cover today the VLOOKUP with match and XLOOKUP, because again, it is going to take more half an hour, 15 minutes for that. So let's do it tomorrow. Should not be a problem. And we will do VLOOKUP with match tomorrow. We will do XLOOKUP. We will do if condition and advanced if. So starting half an hour, VLOOKUP with match and XLOOKUP. Next half an hour, if, normal if, advanced if, multiple ifs, nested if, and using and or condition in the if we will see. So we will do it tomorrow. Okay. So thank you so much, everybody. I will stop the video now, and then I'm going to share with you one form, feedback form and certification form. So you will be getting certificate on the last day. So I will need some details from you. So I will send it to you, or on the email, I will send it to you. Check your email tonight and make sure you fill that. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed the today's session. And we will continue tomorrow again with some new formula.